no one seems to notice me. Isn't it a sin? What a crazy world we're living in. How's your father? How's your father? Brown bread.
Hello, boys and girls. Only me. Relatively quick one, and a video that I never really intended to make. As some of you who know me quite well know, I've been in professional entertainment, in cabaret, in country music, in all sorts for best part of 45 years. And so I'm old school, and as old school it means that I was always taught and always lived by people don't really want to know about your problems, about your situation. People that pay for tickets to come and see you perform, to hear you sing, or in the good old days of cabaret when I used to do quite a lot of stand-up comedy, they're coming there to forget their troubles, to have a smile on their face for a little while. They certainly don't want to be burdened by your worries. They've got worries of their own. But increasingly over the last 18 months, people have asked questions that I've sort of sidestepped, and it now seems that it might be a good idea to start to come out into the open a little bit, coming out of the closet. No, I'm not coming out of the closet. I had an unfortunate experience at the back end of 2017 where I had a series of heart attacks. It was, if it can be such a thing, it was actually quite comical, because when I had the first one, I was me and Phil and Leanne and Veronica had been to a meeting up at Chalfont Grove, and we was coming back. It was on the M25, and I suddenly had this terrible chest pain. I'd suffered on and off with what I assumed to be heartburn, indigestion for 4 or 5 years leading up to this point, but I felt quite rough. We got back to Phil's, got into my car, got to the nearest shop, bought a box of Rennies, ate pretty much all of them before I got back to my house. Didn't think too much more about it. This was on a Tuesday. On the Wednesday, during the day, everything was fine. On the Wednesday night, I woke up with the same thing, dreadful pains. Typical of me, I didn't ring anybody. Instead, I texted Sam and Lee. Sam, as you know, works with me now, or worked with me when I was still working. And her other half is Lee. Didn't ring them, text them. Anybody awake? No, nobody was awake. More Rennies. This is not good now. On the Thursday, everything seemed to be fine. There was no major issue. And in fact, I went over to Teresa, who I was with at the time. On the Friday night, we had something to eat, sitting there watching the telly. Well, back it came again. And this time, Teresa insisted that we went to the hospital, and the rest, as they say, is history. In fact, I'd had 3 heart attacks, and I had another one whilst I was in Colchester Hospital. They went in to do a quadruple bypass. They could only do 3 because one of the arteries is beyond economic repair. That happened in December of 2017. I've had problems on and off ever since, and it's culminated in the fact that 2 of those bypasses, 2 of the grafts as they call them, have in fact now started to fail significantly, and one of them is almost completely blocked. There is little that they can do about it. There is one more procedure that they want to try. They did try it once before, and it didn't have a particularly good outcome. In fact, they managed to trigger another heart attack while I was on the table, awake, I have to say. So a lot of what you've heard recently in my voice is a symptom of it. I am officially in congestive heart failure. It's unlikely, not entirely out of the question, but at the moment it's unlikely that I will be back to work at any point of the campaign. I certainly won't be singing again, which I'm sure will come as a great relief to many of you. So yes, that's where I'm at. Look, my own fault. I done it. I thank God for the skills of the doctors. I'm under Barts, although my bypass procedure and the subsequent stuff has been done at the Essex Cardiothoracic Centre, which is Basildon. But I didn't have a great lifestyle. I was a smoker for most of my adult life. Never been a big drinker, but like me food. So a bit overweight, too much cigarettes, my own fault. Done it to myself. It's a self-inflicted wound, so I'm not grizzling too much about it. And as long as I'm sensible and careful, then there's no reason why I shouldn't be around for a few years. Probably not 10s or 20s, but I'm not on my way out just at this precise moment in time. Can't move about very much at all, which is another reason why I disappeared off of the circuit before all of this lockdown thing happened. Please God, if the condition allows and I get invited, I might see you at some of the events. At least give me a chance to come and say hello to some of you. But anyway, those of you that were wondering, that's where we are at. Still a few CDs cocking about somewhere if you want to have a little listen. And of course there's always plenty of videos from days gone by here on YouTube. Till next time, look after yourselves. God bless.